Hi.
Hey.
Hey.
Welcome back and thanks for joining us for another episode of Ask DEHH. Mike, stop laughing. And
I'm sorry, Red.
here we have Ken.
What's happening?
Oh my God, we have FIFA.
What's up?
Hey guys, and we have Mike. It's been a long night. Okay, and then we have BZ.
It's been a long night for Mike. Yeah, what's up?
So, before we get into the question, you guys any?
I was just thinking about black people stink.
What do you guys think about that whole number?
Y'all do stink. Shit.
Well, first,
Not that. Shut up. Like the actual like.
me, B, FIFO, and Kyle will have a full link discussion on this on DeadEndSports.
Can't wait.
blogtalkradio.com/DeadEndSports.
Tuesday at 9 p.m.
Tuesday, if you miss it, then just check the archive and the title.
And Stitcher.
And yeah, Stitcher, iTunes. Well, we're about to be on iTunes, but yeah, check it out on Stitcher.
Ooh, nice little move.
Moving on up. Talk about
East
it.
side.
That's right. So anyway, what you got?
Be sure to check that out. And we have a question from Lucchini604. Okay, he asks, what do you guys think of court laws allowing rap lyrics as evidence/confession versus art? And how may this affect hip-hop and music?
God, we were going to talk about that.
Yeah, we were.
And now we can.
Yeah. What do I think about court allowing rap lyrics as evidence in a trial?
I think it's dumb.
You think so?
I think it's dumb.
What's the
Tell me
context?
why.
I didn't actually read the article. Is it like a rapper does something and they use his lyrics to back up him doing this
Yeah,
certain thing?
pretty much.
Oh, okay.
I just feel like it
That's
depends on how
silly.
you want to look at it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just art, in my opinion. But
That's the argument.
that's the argument.
Yeah, that's
But
the
I guess-
argument in court.
Are they trying to say that, like, you can use it as a blueprint to be like, oh, well, he did this because he said this in the song?
Yeah, they try to use it to map out
Like what they're
a
gonna
certain
do.
behavior. And like, look, his music, which, reflects.
But like, what if he's
his
talking about
livelihood.
something he's seeing though? Like in the
And that's
You know
the
what I'm saying?
counter-argument.
Yeah, like, what
how
if-
do you know what he's doing?
right. What if he's telling a
truthful
story?
or not?
Yeah. What if he's telling a violent story about something? And how can you use that?
Or what about, like, let's say an author that, creates this novel depicting specifically how you kill somebody does it that same way. Are we gonna just go to the author and be like, it was you?
Sometimes they won't say it's them. Sometimes they'll put a little bit of blame on them. They'll try.
We'll try to, like you influence this person,
Yeah.
but you can't blame them. You know what I'm saying? And I think the thing with hip hop, they're trying to blame you. They're trying to put this case on you because you said X, Y, Z in this song.
But
You know what I'm saying?
With that argument, wouldn't that be more so like if the author wrote a book about the perfect murder and then he went and did it himself? And then they try to say, okay, we know you did it
Regardless of
because
the-
you wrote the story.
Regardless of the time, like how long ago it is or anything, are they
What you
going by
mean?
that?
I don't know if murder has
yeah,
time
Like, if it's more
Blueprint.
recent,
Yeah.
then it's more valid, I guess. I mean, it might be valid sometimes, but it's not, like, a good use every time.
And how can you
know.
Because
really
it might not
prove
point in
it?
that, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's adding to the list of evidence. Like if a rapper says I'm gonna go, okay, like if Freddie Gibbs says I'm gonna go kill Jeezy, and then Jeezy turns up dead tomorrow, y'all are saying that they should not go look at Gibbs? I don't see anything wrong with that.
Okay, I think that
I mean,
person
what if he
should be a
died from
suspect.
a heart attack? Like, what?
But I think you can use it if you suspect that person. You know what I'm saying? And again, if a person comes up dead, gone, and this person done said it a week ago or whenever, you know what I'm saying? If they had a beef or something, if they have hostility toward each other, cops do that anyway because that's part of their investigation. You know what I'm saying? So I think that you can use it to find your suspect, possibly.
So it's fake.
Right.
But not in court. As
But not
part of the
in court.
investigation.
Exactly. It's part of the investigation to look into, are you a suspect? Should we look further into what you've had? But in court, using it in court, I don't know about that.
He's saying it's not admissible in court as evidence towards
Why?
that. It's only
you can
used
use it to find the person.
Yeah,
but you
like
can't
it's part
bring
of
it
the
up in court.
part of the investigation, but you can't submit it as Exhibit A or Exhibit
Exactly.
B or stuff like that.
Why?
Because
That makes no sense.
What do you mean? Because you have to question the validity of those lyrics. I don't know if you can
have
prove
to
them.
defend why you even brought this person into the precinct anyway. So you'd have to bring that up. You can't just bring them in and then say, well, we can't really tell you why we brought him in. We just brought him. They're gonna say, okay, well, what was your reason for picking up my client?
And all I'm saying,
well,
Mike, you're taking that little piece, and that's it. That's all you're holding on to. What I'm saying is, part of an investigation, you can look using the music, and then you're gonna find. If you find other stuff, then obviously you're gonna bring them in.
Said, though, bruh. You said if you am I crazy? That's not what you said. You said if he has this lyric or whatever, and you use that as part of your investigation, that's fine. But then you can't bring that lyric up in court. That's the part I don't understand. Why can't you bring it up in court, but you can use it as part of the investigation? I don't understand the difference.
Because the difference is looking into somebody to see if they are a suspect, right. And then the other one is using it to prove. I'm just saying, look into that person. Digging into that person.
I get it.
You use their rap lyrics to dig into their past and their past history, and let's figure out if there was a timeline of this beef or whatever that you could be a possible suspect. And if you find other things that substantiate your evidence in your investigation, then you could use those other things in court that you find, but not use the music.
But why not? I don't understand. Why are we saying that you can
use lyrics to prove
exactly?
But you can use lyrics to look into somebody. Why not? What's the difference? If I say I'm gonna kill Sophie, and then you turn up dead, you're saying, well, you can use that to look into Mike and see if he had some kind of issue with Sophie.
Yeah.
But when it comes to court, you can use everything. Well, which part is actual?
Well, I don't know. They may be able to use that. You know, because it's almost like a recording. If you think about it, yeah, it's an audio recording. Yeah. It's just going back to Donald Sterling.
Yeah,
everybody always does this shit to me. It's just he did it sooner this time.
Oh,
they always disagree with me, and then
But
I agree with you.
But I think what they're saying is that he has these songs that show, Dash which shows him rapping about violence and how he does this, that, and the other. So I think they're using it as a means to
establish a baseline. Exactly.
So then what? Okay, so I'm still trying to understand this. I didn't read the case. I don't even, who's the rapper, by the way?
He wasn't big.
So they found this rapper who had lyrics about killing a certain person or just people in general.
Okay, so it was in the New York Times, January 13th. So it says, should rap lyrics be used in court as evidence of a crime? So, and that's what the Supreme Court kind of arguing. I think it was they don't say his rap name, but his name is Vontae Skinner. And they're trying to use his songs as evidence of his involvement in the 2005 shooting. So I don't know what's in those songs.
So I don't understand the issue here. I'm sorry, guys.
So I wonder, what was the lyrics that he said in this 2005 song or mixtape or whatever.
That's because
if he said some critical stuff in that song, then why not? Why not?
So it says in 2008, the prosecutor read the jury 13 pages of violent lyrics written by Mr. Skinner, but they're saying that all of these lyrics were composed before and years before the actual case, and it didn't mention the victim specifically.
It did not mention the victim specifically.
So, and I think that's where it gets a little bit more abstract.
That's what it gets a little.
And that's why I was saying that, I think that based on that, you could look into it, but I don't think you could use that against them.
If Gibbs says, I'm going to kill Jeezy, and Jeezy turns up dead the next day, can you use that in court? You two were saying no. I'm saying, I don't understand why not. If I said it, then... That's what
I'm kind of ambiguous towards...
What?
You can't just use that song to prove that Gibbs did it, is what I'm saying.
No, you were saying you can't use it in court, period. That's what you said. I'm saying if you have that and plenty of other pieces of evidence and you still want to use this to support the rest of your evidence, I have no issue with that. If I say on Dead End Hip Hop, even if I'm fucking joking, because y'all know I'm playing, if I say, man, you fucking pissed me off, I'm fucking kill this motherfucker tomorrow. Y'all might think I'm joking, but if you come up dead tomorrow, I can't complain that y'all used that shit against me. I fucking said it.
Yeah.
Now, people will say, okay, that's the same thing as saying, well, this certain actor played a role in this film, so should we use his role? No, it's not the same thing. This rapper said, I'm going to kill this person. Now, in y'all's example where it's like, I'm just saying, I kill motherfuckers. Then you say, okay, well, we're going to use that to say you killed this certain person. No, that's not fair. But if I actually call out a name and I say specifically, I'm driving down Crenshaw and I shot at this dude's house and killed his mama, and that shit really happened, and you're gonna say, well, it was just a rap lyric? Come on, man.
Here's a good example. Say, for instance, Eminem's girlfriend Kim came up missing.
Right.
You know. Yeah, he detailed everything out in a
Sure
song.
did.
Now, what if she
In a
came
couple of
missing and
songs.
died?
And what if she died in those specific ways?
Yeah.
But what
Y'all
if she
saying-
didn't die in those specific ways?
Okay,
Would you still?
What if she died, period?
Yeah, exactly.
You're
Yeah.
saying you still should not be able to use that in court to support some of your other evidence.
And that shit, Eminem sounded very believable. No,
he did. No,
He sounded like
okay.
he sounded like he was going to really do that shit. Like when after you listen to those songs.
So you still don't think you should be able to use it?
I would use it.
I don't.
very specific.
No, it is very specific.
Tupac is named a lot of motherfuckers too. You know,
Yeah,
he didn't say he was gonna kill people.
You motherfuckers.
All y'all motherfuckers.
Yeah. Make sure all y'all can go. But yeah,
Back to Kim, Eminem, Kim.
How did she actually die? We're gonna
Let's play
say she just turned up and she was strangled. Let's just say she turned up, she was strangled, right?
After hearing those songs.
yeah, I know.
Should you be able to say in court, well, we used this lyric to say that we think he might have done this, and then we went to his house and let's say we found some rope, or we found, whatever.
Okay, I think that you can use obviously the music. It influences you. You hear it. This motherfucker is graphic as hell. He's very believable. I think that you can use that to get your warrant, get your subpoena, go to his house to see if you find DNA evidence. If you can piece that story together and link it to Eminem. If you can't link it to him, then it is what it is.
So you still can use that song, those lyrics in the song in the court.
Nah, B.
I think that if you link other things, then I guess you're right. If you link other things, but I don't.
But you're saying not just
just the music. It can't be
Yeah.
just the music.
Okay.
But if you put that story together and it makes sense.
Yeah.
but you're still using the song lyrics
Right,
to
you still-
support
right,
the
to
other pieces. That's what you're
In the
okay
court of
with.
law. Yeah.
Okay, then we're in agreement then.
Okay.
We're in agreement.
I'm okay there.
We're in agreement.
And I think that you could use the music as that entry point to be like, we need to look at your ass.
Yeah.
Because
But what about on trial? You're standing before a judge. You got a prosecutor and a defender.
if you got all that other stuff, then
We got those
you can
songs,
use
and we
it.
got a dead body, Kim.
True.
And the investigation got him. She didn't die that way.
And all I'm saying
But-
is you can't go to
she's
Eminem.
dead, yeah.
And all I'm saying is you can't go to Eminem. Boom, boom. You in jail right now just because of this song. That's all I'm saying. You can't do.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. You can't.
Of course.
do.
Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
You good, Sophie?
Yeah.
We good?
We answered the question.
There we go, man. Way to go, team.
This is how shit gets worked out. This is how shit gets. Now, see the difference? Everybody stayed calm. We talked it out.
We
Kim was
laughed.
quiet for a minute. Sat back and listened. I think we should come over, hung over more often. Because ain't nobody trying to yell.
No, we just trying to get it out. Trying to work
Get
this
it out,
out.
get it done.
Yes.
That's good. Close it out. Close it out.
All right.
Damn, dude, shit. Hurry up.
You know what I mean? I'm like happy with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just happy. Just being happy. That's
All right, thank you, Lucchini604, for your question. Don't forget to send the rest of your questions to our Twitter, @DeadEndHipHop, or our email, ask@deadendhiphop.com. And until next time, see you guys later. Bye.